If your main priority is building wealth in life, I've got news for you. You can't take it with you. Hey guys, what's up? It's Pastor Chris. If you don't know me, I am a progressive Christian pastor. I live in Columbus, Ohio, and today I want to talk about money. So, Jesus is pretty clear in the Gospels on where he stands about wealth hoarding and wealth building. He tells this story about a rich man who had an abundant harvest and decided that what he was going to do with the extra grain that he made was actually to build larger granaries in order to store them. And that very night, God says, "You fool, tonight your life will be demanded of you." Essentially, the parable is saying, look, you don't know when your time is coming, and you can't take any of that stuff with you. And so to be building up all of this wealth for yourself, hoarding it while other people go without, is not really in line with God, with what God wants for us. And so I see a lot of times this criticism of churches and pastors that hoard money, that make all this money. And what I want to say to that is that while that is definitely the case for a few churches and a few pastors, and I will be the first to criticize them, to speak out against them, the vast majority of pastors are living at poverty level. For myself and my family, I feel very lucky to have a position where we are able to afford a house. And I would say I would consider us to be, middle to lower middle class in our income. We don't make six figures, even the two of us together. And so we were able to afford this house. It's a small house. I wanted to show you around. It's cozy. We love it. It's a great house. It's about what we need. Could we use more space? Absolutely. You'll see we definitely have way too much stuff we need to get rid of. And I apologize because it's cookie season, Girl Scout cookies, and my wife and stepdaughter are in full Girl Scout cookie mode. So there's a bunch of those piled up on the couch. But I just want to show you around and show you what our house looks like. So come on. So basically, this is our kitchen, right? Okay, there's a bunch of stuff. There's the front door, all right? And if you turn around, you come in the front door, okay, and you come down the hallway here, and into the living room. You see all the cookies there, okay? All right, and this is it. This is basically our house. We do have this back hallway here. I'll show you that goes to some of the rooms. Okay, so now we do have a basement, and it's a finished basement. It adds about 300 square feet, which is nice, but it's about as big as that living room that you just saw. Okay, we have our room, my son's room, just to kind of give you an idea of the size of these rooms. This is kind of what we're looking at. Okay, and then a bathroom and my stepdaughter's room. I'm not going to show you that room right now. Yeah, so that's basically it. We do have a porch. It's kind of cluttered, and backyard. So we feel very fortunate. I'm not complaining. We feel very fortunate to have this house. A lot of people don't have this, and we feel very fortunate. But I want to say that I am one of the lucky ones, right? A lot of pastors out there, are earning less than I am, and a lot of them are dual profession. They are working multiple jobs in order to support their family. Some pastors work multiple churches. They will drive from one church to another on Sunday, preach at one, and then go preach at another. I've heard of pastors that do that for 3 churches, okay? And they have to support those churches. Indy wants to say hi, by the way. Be nice to him. He had surgery and he's still on bed rest. Say hi, Indy. I promise you he prefers it in there, but he does need to be confined while his leg heals. So he gets out next Tuesday. So all of this is to say that it's very frustrating to me as a pastor to see so many people who care so much about money, who will prioritize wealth and building wealth over making sure that other people are taken care of. And that's really what I see out of this administration currently when we talk about our values at the societal level, caring more about making money rather than, and treating the government like a business where we have to make a profit, okay, rather than caring about people's lives. I am all for making sure that we're not wasting money. I would rather us not spend a whole bunch of money on military projects that go nowhere, on weapons of destruction and violence. I would rather not spend money on that. So I am all for saving money. I would rather not bail out corporations, for example. They get enough money already. I would like for us to be able to tax people, right, who make a lot more money than the rest of us so that they're paying their fair share. And keep in mind, we have a progressive tax rate. I'll explain what that means in a later video when we get closer to tax time. But basically, there is a misconception out there that says if you earn more money, you might actually bring in less money because you'll be taxed more. That's not how it works. You get taxed more on the amount that you make over a certain level. So people who are making millions of dollars, they'll still bring in, those first levels of income at the same tax rate. They'll still bring in those, $300,000, $500,000 at the same tax rate, whatever that is. But if we were to tax, everything they make over, several million dollars at a higher tax rate, they would still be making plenty of money. They would still have the incentive to make that money. They would just be paying more of their fair share. And I think that could balance the budget. Don't talk to me about wasteful spending when you're going to propose a budget that has $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and only cuts spending by $2 trillion. And the spending that you're cutting is money that actually goes back into the economy by helping people on the margins get a leg up. That money is going to get put back into the economy, but all those tax cuts that you're giving all of the billionaires, that's not going to get put back into the economy. That's going to get sent offshore, right? So I do care about balancing the budget, but when we make money our number one priority, okay, we are not in alignment with Christian values. So don't ever tell me that this administration or the Republicans in Congress have Christian values, because as far as I'm concerned, far from it. Far from it, okay? Show me a government and administration that cares about the least of these, and I'll tell you, okay, now they're following Jesus. That's going to be all from me today. I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. Please join me on Sunday if you can. I'll be preaching on Sunday at my church. You can come and visit in person if you're local. And if not, you can find us online on YouTube at Northwest UMC. And that is going to be put in the description. I'll put that link in the description. So take care. Love you all. Thanks for your support. And I will see you in the next video.